Well, it's finally here, guys, the new Sportback A5. We've gotten a lot of requests for this model, and it's easy to tell why. The Sportback basically takes the versatility of the regular A4, and then packages it inside of the sexy body of the A5. And who wouldn't want that? For this review, we will look at all three trim levels of the Sportback, as well as the various option packages. So let's go ahead and see if this truly is the best of both worlds. We would like to specially thank Audi of Lexington for giving us access to today's vehicle. If you would like to find out more information about their stunning dealership and large inventory of all the Audi models, then follow the link to their website provided in the video description. This is the typical Audi key fob, which feels really good in the hand, and I like the metal trim. The advanced key system comes standard on Premium Plus and Prestige. Let's first pop the hood and check out the powertrain. So under the long hood, the Sportback mimics the same powertrain setup as the regular A5. That means you have Audi's signature 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which makes 252 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission before being put to the ground by all 4 wheels via quattro all-wheel drive. There is no manual or front-wheel drive option like on the A4. For fuel economy, it comes in at a surprisingly good 24 city, 34 highway, 27 combined. That is identical to its main competitor, the 4 Series Grand Coupe. Now let's check out the main feature of this car, the stunning exterior. Like I said at the beginning, the general formula for this is to take the utility of the A4 and match it with the good looks of the A5. So on the outside, it definitely bears more in common with the latter. Up front, the Sportback gets exactly the same grille as the A5 Coupe. It is wider and more angled off than in the A4. This one has the S-Line package, so it actually bears a lot of resemblance to the S4 and S5 that we just reviewed. Without the S-Line package, this chrome strip is deleted, this area is smaller, and it loses the honeycomb finish. Coming to the headlights, the majority of models get these fully LED ones, with the new 3D design. The base premium model, though, does get xenon HIDs instead. The muscular hood from the coupe carries over. Again, the S-Line package does a successful job of making this look like a full-fledged S. These 18-inch star design wheels look almost identical to the ones on the S5 I reviewed a couple weeks ago. You can actually get exactly the same wheels if you prefer. Without the S-Line, the standard wheel is an 18-inch 10-spoke wheel on all three trim levels. My favorite wheel, however, is the 19-inch multi-spoke bicolor wheels, which are part of the design line package. For brakes, you have 13.3-inch ventilated disc in the front and 13-inch ventilated disc in the rear. The tires are all seasons except with the 19-inch wheels where they are summers. Just like the coupe, the hood line is part of the side body line, which is neat. The mirrors are always power adjusting and heated, though auto dimming and power folding require at least the Premium Plus. As I back up to get a good view here, you can finally see what your money is really paying for. At 186 inches long, it is 2 inches longer than the coupe, which allows for the extra 2 doors. It also adds a healthy dose of the A7 to the A4 plus A5 formula, which can be best seen in the similar sloping roofline. For suspensions, the S-Line includes a special sport suspension, or on Prestige you can opt for the adaptive dampening suspension. That setup allows you to choose different dampening combinations to fit your liking. On the safety front, we have no official ratings, but considering how well the A4 did, there is no need for concern. Audi Presense auto braking is also standard. The A5 Sportback has a 15.3 gallon fuel tank, which is good for a 413 mile range. Audi does require that you use premium fuel. To my eyes, yes, this is sexier than the coupe. I can't believe I'm saying that, but this is certainly one of the most attractive vehicles in the whole Audi lineup. This 3/4 rear view is up there with the Q60 for my favorite. You don't get a power deploying spoiler, but I guess they have to save something for the A7. The taillights are fully LED, and they have the same 3D design and dynamic turn signals from the coupe. Coming down, this whole area is different with the S-Line package. We have a gray diffuser which integrates the exhaust pipes, whereas without it, this is body colored with only a small piece of chrome. Regardless, the 2 chrome exhaust pipes look great. I'd honestly love to keep taking laps around this car, but we've covered everything, so now let's go ahead and get inside. After you finish drooling over the exterior design and finally get in, you are greeted by a high-tech looking cabin. It's pretty much the same as the A4, but you know, that's already very nice. The same colors for the standard leather are available too: black, gray, beige, or brown. Additionally, you get the choice between the standard aluminum trim or several optional woods. On the door trim, you have the typical Audi design except for the sexy frameless glass windows. It is padded down here, or it would be leatherette on the Prestige. All 4 windows are automatic up and down. This open pore oak wood and real aluminum make for a nice combo. You also have 2-person memory functions for the seats and mirrors. You've got your S-line scuff plate and your 8-way power adjusting driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar. You also have thigh extension for taller drivers. The seats themselves are covered in real leather on every trim, and these sport seats have larger bolsters. When you first look around the cabin, you are greeted by a variety of rich-looking textures. The actual material quality is impressive, with soft-touch plastic across all of the upper portions, and then generous use of this beautiful open-pore wood. There is some more down here as well, and the fit and finish is fantastic, like you expect from Audi. Push-button start is standard across the board. This is the optional 8-inch display, which is packaged with virtual cockpit. Startup is incredibly quiet and smooth. So this is the same virtual cockpit that we've seen on a lot of other Audis. Everything is controlled by this set of buttons, like making the gauges big or small. Nearly everything else lives in here also. That includes Google Earth Maps, which is what gets everyone's attention. Trust me, this is definitely worth the extra money. The steering is electric power, and the steering wheel is full leather with double stitching. All the non-virtual cockpit controls are over here, like for the heated steering wheel. You also have standard rain-sensing wipers. Down here is your cruise control stock. On Prestige models, you can get adaptive cruise control with traffic jam assist through the driver's assistance package. Finally, the wheel does adjust with a full range of motions. Premium Plus and Prestige will include side assist blind spot monitoring, which can also detect things like bikes when exiting the vehicle. Arguably, the nicest thing about the Sportback is that you don't give up space for the good looks. The same center bin carries over from the A4, with 2 USBs and an aux jack. The lid itself does adjust several ways. This little space is good for your key fob. And then you have a place big enough for your phone up here. So this is your shifter, the new space-saving electronic one. Pull back for drive, And if you pull back again, it activates sport mode. You can also go to the left for manual shifting, or more likely, use the paddle shifters instead. This is the regular backup camera, which has dynamic guidance lines, as well as front and rear parking sensors. Opting for Prestige gets you the top view 360-degree camera. There is also an electronic parking brake. As far as audio goes, we have the optional Bang & Olufsen audio system. The speaker count is 19 and there's 755 watts of power. This is your MMI controller, with the top row of buttons acting as radio presets. All Sportbacks also get to pick between several drive modes, including an individual setting. It's nice that you can customize this stuff on a non-S model. The other buttons are for auto start-stop, traction control, parking sensors, and the screen power. This fancy climate control system is on the A5 as well. The knobs work the same way as a traditional setup, but the difference is these touch-sensitive toggles. They preview the functions before you make the changes. This is 3-zone automatic, by the way. Heated front seats come on all but the base trim, and ventilation can be added to Premium Plus and Prestige. Moving on up, we have the Audi MMI system. Now this is the same system as in most other Audis, so we'll just take a brief look at it. If you want a very detailed tutorial of the system, we have a separate tech help video that you can check out in the description. In the radio interface, you have a super simple list of stations you can choose from. And these are your other radio sources. Media works pretty much the same way. And then here are the rest of your audio sources you could pick from. Inside the phone, you can use Directory to find all of your contacts that have synced over from your phone. Text message support is also included, and surprisingly, it is working with my phone today, even though it usually doesn't. In navigation, you can enter addresses using handwriting. Google Earth Maps appear on this screen as well. The scrolling is exceptionally smooth, especially considering that the competitors struggle with less intense graphics. Finally, we have the smartphone interface. Android Auto or Apple CarPlay will appear here when you plug in a compatible device via the USB port. These are also covered in detail in that tech help video. The mirror is the new frameless design, with auto-dimming abilities and also a compass. Universal remotes are also included. All Sportbacks include a panoramic moonroof. It does have a transparent sunshade, so you can leave it in place even when the moonroof is open. It's not a huge opening, but it's definitely bigger than a regular one. So overall, I'm a big fan of this interior. At least here in the front seats, there is no sacrifice for the good looks on the outside. It has a ton of luxury and high-tech features, so the 4 Series Gran Coupe better take note. Now Mason will show off the rear areas. The rear door trim on the Sportback is visually appealing. In addition to the frameless glass, you've got padded plastic where your elbows rest, more padded material here, and on the top. There's an aluminum handle and some more of the open pore wood. Most of you are probably concerned that the sexy styling costs you space in the rear, but that's fortunately not true. Legroom comes in at 35.1 inches and headroom at 37 inches, which is almost no sacrifice over the A4 sedan, and it's larger than the 4 Series Gran Coupe. Just like pretty much any of their new products, Audi does give the rear passengers these vents and their own climate controls. There's also 3-stage heated rear seats, part of the cold weather package. And below that, there's a 12-volt outlet. The armrest is leather wrapped and it has a trick up its sleeve. You can easily just pop out the 2 cup holders, something I haven't seen before. And finally, you've got a little feltline storage area. Passengers will also appreciate the LED lights, nice headliner, and assist grip. And like the specs would predict, there is plenty of space behind Drew's seating position. And with the seat all the way back, it would be a little cramped, but Audi does give unique cutouts. To sum it up, the A5 Sportback's rear seat is very impressive. You'd expect the looks to detract from the rear comfort, but the added bucket seats and frameless windows just make it a better place to spend time. I'd also like to point out that the seats fold 40-20-40 split. This rear area looks like it should be a trunk, but in reality it's a hatch. The liftgate is power on all models, but it's only hands-free on Premium Plus and Prestige. Once the large hatch opens, you'll find 21.8 cubic feet behind the second row, and a maximum of 35 cubic feet with them folded. Let me remind you that this area is much larger than the A4 and the rival BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe. The passenger seat is 8-way power adjusting with 4-way lumbar across all trims of the Sportback. I really like this open pore oak wood, and the glove box is dampened, illuminated, and nicely felt lined.
Well guys, we hope you all enjoyed YouTube's first in-depth review of the all-new 2018 Audi A5 Sportback Premium Plus. Stay tuned for the pricing of this model, as well as the rest of the Sportback lineup. Please like, subscribe, comment, and come join us as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.